Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're doing fine. I'm also okay. Still recording from the village. I'm glad that you found yesterday's quality something acceptable. Today, I want us to look at ODM Party. What's going on in this party? Is it in government? Is it outside? Is it in opposition? Or is it going to support William Ruto come 2027? Or are they going to field candidate? Because of late, they have been giving mixed reactions. If that is something you are interested in, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. And if you're watching for the first time, take a moment, subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss similar videos. Otherwise, let us jump right into the subject of the day. Of late, ODM has been giving mixed feelings because you have the likes of Junet who are passionately lauding the government and praising the government of President Ruto as expected in the spirit of the broad-based government. But also you have the likes of Akina Sifuna who are giving very scathing attack against the same government, considering Sifuna is the Secretary General of the party and Junet is the minority leader, very serious position. So these are not just from mere members of ODM, these are from serious leaders, and the conflict is that there are sections of ODM leadership that feels that like they are supposed to be so anti-government. But there is a section that is feeling like we cannot pretend to be anti-government that is made up of our members. Because remember, Badi, Wandai, Oparanya, and Joho, and even the lady from Turkana, these people are still active members of ODM, even though they resigned from their leadership positions to join Kenya Kwanza government. These individuals are active members of ODM, and you've even had them making statements in political spaces. And so they are still speaking on behalf of ODM. To make matters worse, Raila Odinga, who had said that he left local politics and even handed over the party leadership to Nyong'o, is still also active in ODM matters, and even saying that they are fielding candidates in 2027. So today also Nyong'o gave a statement. Nyong'o issued a statement. In this statement, he reminded people that ODM is a steadfast party, is steadfast, it's independent. Even though it has partnership with people, it's not going to be subservient to any other person. It's going to be independent, and they will still be there defending Kenyans against I don't know what. So Nyong'o was still saying, Nyong'o was saying categorically that the party is not in government in any way. The party is in the opposition and checking this government. But from what I've heard from the likes of Junet, the likes of Kaluma, etc., they are pro-government and supporting the government of William Ruto to deliver. So you may be asking yourself, where does that leave? What is ODM? Is it opposition and government at the same time? I want to tell you that there are elements in ODM that believe they can have their cake and eat it. So they believe that they can be both in opposition at the same time be in government. So when it suits them to be supporters of the government, they will do it. But when it doesn't suit them and they want to be populist, they want to appear to appease the people, they would scathingly oppose the government. Because I don't think Sifuna has the guts to contradict what Raila Odinga or the ODM leadership has said. And so if you see Sifuna becoming so anti-Ruto and vehemently criticizing the government, including the likes of Joho, then perhaps, in my opinion, it is a play. They're just playing. I don't think Sifuna has decided that he's no longer interested in being the ODM Secretary General, because in that position is not elective. Is not there as an elected leader, is there as an appointed leader, and Raila is the one who appointed him. So if you see Sifuna making these outrageous claims, making these scathing attacks against the government that ODM is part of, then I think it is just a matter of trying to have your cake and eat it. Not that he's vehemently opposed to the government as such, but to appear for purposes of appearance that they are in opposition. Because remember, if ODM formally agrees that they are in government, then they will lose positions of minority leader and leadership of the PAC and PIC. Very powerful committees that these people will immediately lose should they confirm that they are in government. So ODM is playing that they are in government when it suits them, and also in opposition when it suits them. They want to have their political cake and eat it, and I must admit that they are actually doing so. They are enjoying it so far. Moving into 2027, what is ODM's what are ODM's options? If you ask me, the first option is that ODM forms a partnership with Kenya Kwanza. That means that Raila endorses William Ruto and they have a coalition, they form a government together. Like I told you in several videos past, they will win overwhelmingly. The other option is that Raila Odinga joins Kalonzo Musyoka. They form a pact so that they can form government together. As I've told you also in the other videos, that will mean that Ruto will be a one-term president. And the third option is that ODM fields their own candidate. Of course, they won't win, but they have the power to cause a runoff. And in that runoff, it will depend who was number one and who was number two. And that is a very complicated situation. So I think there are people in ODM who are feeling like we should field a candidate. And the ones who feel like they should field a candidate wants Raila Odinga to be that particular candidate. And these ones don't even support his AUC bid because they want to hang on him for re-election. Like I told you, there are different types of politicians. There are opportunists, the hangers-on, the ones who usually get elected, especially in Luo Nyanza, by just claiming that they will be defending Raila at the top against enemies of the community. And so these ones, they want Raila Odinga to be on the ballot. Actually, they are also praying with the Mount Kenya that Raila loses the AUC bid. But there is also another group that is feeling like we don't like Ruto, and the best way to ensure Ruto does not become president is to form alliance with Kalonzo, who now has the backing of Mount Kenya, who may end up having the backing of Mount Kenya. And so you look at that, that is another group. But then we also have a group that is feeling like Mount Kenya, when we needed them the most, they betrayed us in 2022. And now that they want to punish Ruto, we need to be on the other side of the table and help Ruto win as a way of getting back at Mount Kenya. And so those are the situations you have. What, in my opinion, would be the best move out of these three? I can say without batting an eye that ODM has a better chance of actually taking over, and by ODM I mean majority Luo people. They have a better chance of being in government by just working with William Ruto come 2027, so that when we come to 2032, it will be ODM producing a candidate for the presidency. And it will be a guaranteed win because I told you three communities decide who becomes president: the Kalenjin, the Luos, and the Kikuyus. And now the Kikuyus are no longer with the Kalenjin. The Luos are dangling here. So if Luos join Kalenjin, they win. If Luos join Kikuyus, they win. So Luos are the determinant. Luos are the majority in ODM. And so that's why I'm saying if they join Kalenjin, Ruto is already in power. They have a guarantee that they're going to win. No combination, I've given you in-depth analysis, no combination can defeat a combination of Raila Odinga and William Ruto come 2027. It doesn't happen. Just the way there is no combination that can defeat Raila Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka supported by Mount Kenya. That is also a very lethal combination. But the one that, in my opinion, will guarantee that ODM, and by that I mean Luos, produce a candidate come 2032, is if they work with William Ruto, because Ruto will be retiring. If it is about Kalonzo, if they go with Kalonzo, Kalonzo will want to do his 2 terms. That means he will go for 2027 and then he will go for 2032 to defend his 2nd term. But Ruto is going for 2027 up to 2032. Then the Luos who would have supported him by then would produce a candidate that will be supported by the Kalenjin and the group that usually supports Raila. That is my opinion, ladies and gentlemen. If you agree with me, let me know in the comment section. Also, if you differ, as usual, this place is raw politics. You just share what your mind is. Even if you decide to be uncivil or abusive, it's okay. Just do what you have to do. Let me know what your opinion is.
And just to remind you, ODM has 3 options. 1, support Ruto, form a formal partnership with Ruto into 2027, join Kalonzo, or field a candidate. My opinion, they should work with William Ruto because it guarantees them a very easy route to power come 2032.